First of all, as what was made to understand, we come to the UN office in Malaysia. We would like to hand over or present our memorandum of support. First, to refresh the support of the Malaysian people, Abim and all CSOs to consistently uphold the spirit and also the cause of the Palestinian people to liberate their homeland, and of course to constantly condemn the act of violence of Israel, infringement of the fundamental liberties of the Palestinian people, and more importantly as well, we would like the United Nations to take more proactive actions. Actually, we have outlined in our memorandum 5 points. First, with regards to the UN Security Council resolutions 2334, it is very important to note that because in 23rd of December 2016, the United Nations Security Council passed the resolutions where Malaysia, one of the non-permanent member of the Security Council, voted for the resolutions, where the resolutions clearly saying that the gross violations of human rights committed by the Israeli authorities, especially in terms of resettlement, illegal occupying the land of Palestine or the Palestinian people. And our concern, we ask the UN to take proactive action to execute these UN Security Council, UNSC resolutions 2334. Secondly, on that note as well, we ask for the International Criminal Court, the OTP or Officer of the Prosecution of the ICC, to proceed with the case by having preliminary observations to initiate investigations on the cases, having cross-checked with the resolutions of the UNSC and also the reports from the UN. It justified the actions need to be taken against the act of aggressions or whatever crimes committed by the Israel under the Rome Statute. And of course, the ICC has to take actions and pursuant to Article 15 Clause 1, proto motu, the name or the words used by themselves without having requests from any other state. And thirdly, we also request the UN to take more assertive actions to execute all the resolutions reached by the UN General Assembly with regards to the Palestinian issues, especially in 1982, where the resolutions resembles or indicated that the act of Israel in terms of the cases of atrocities in the Shabra Shatla was considered as a genocide. So we need to have more proactive action to execute all these kind of UN resolutions, though under the criminal international law it is not legally binding, but by having never-ending violence or violations committed by Israel, atrocities, dozens or hundreds of people or casualties of the civilian people mark justification for the UN resolutions to be materialized. And thirdly, with regards to the right of worship, we ask the UN to take more assertive action as well to protect the rights of the aggrieved Palestinians, especially right of worship, right to worship in Al-Aqsa Mosque. And also we ask the UN to take more proactive action to condemn or to criticize or to do something to stop any kind of destruction of the Al-Aqsa sites within the compound done or committed by the Israel authority. And finally, last but not least, we ask the UN also to keep facilitating, to empower the humanitarian missions, especially join hand in hand with all international organizations, especially in Malaysia, like we have GPM, Global Peace Mission Malaysia, to hand over the aid for the needy, especially for the Palestinian. And we hope by having this kind of memorandum and the response from Mr. Stefan, the head of coordinator resident of the UN in Malaysia, he's very positive, and he always support the cause of Palestinian people. And his response, he will continuously or directly transmit our memorandum, our concerns to the UN Secretary General office and perhaps we can have something that will be done by the UN, especially in conjunction with this kind of special or important occasion of the international solidarity of the Palestinian people.